Hello, World of Tank Blitzers. It's Littlefinger doing a full tank review on the Tiger 1. This is a German Tier 7 heavy tank. The reason for this review is update 6.7 just came out and this tank got a nice buff. The hull armor used to be 100 mil. Now it is 160 millimeters. That's a huge buff. Um, this is one of the few tanks that I've actually sold and had to rebuy back. And if you've seen my garage, I keep just about every single tank. And the reason I sold it was because the Tiger P was better just about in every statistic. It's got the same gun as the Tiger P. But now with this frontal armor, you've got 1 degree extra of gun depression, 7 degrees versus 6. You've got more top speed, 44 versus 35. And so I'm really enjoying playing this tank, and let me show you why. Here's my 30-day average, 12 battles, 91.6% win rate, and that is being bottom tier most of the time because I think all of the game replays that I'm going to show you are as bottom tier. Now, let's just run through the quick setup and let's jump into the consumables here. This is pretty standard repair kit, multi-purpose, and adrenaline provisions. You can see I'm running chocolate, improved fuel, and chocolate bar. I've skipped over a protective kit. I really haven't seen a need for it. 44 rounds of AP, 14 of APCR. Make sure you're buying that with credits, 3,600 credits per round, and 14 rounds of HE, not really using that at all. You'll see here right at 200 mil of pen on the AP is really good. So we've got a gun rammer, defense system, improved optics, enhanced gun lane drive, enhanced armor, engine accelerator, and refined gun. Alright guys, I think this tank is worth a quick look at. Tank inspector here, and we've got the Tiger 1 pulled up and T-43 tier 7 medium tank shooting at it. And you can see if you are straight on, that lower plate there at 136 millimeters is going to be pennable, but the front over 160 is not. So you want to get into a habit of making sure you're angled almost keeping the gun over one of the corners, front corners of this tank. Gets you a really nice angle here where medium and light tanks are going to have a really difficult time penning you. However, if we jump this up to, let's say, a heavy tank here, you can see we do lose some of that red and it turns to green. So you're going to have to get creative with kind of showing green, showing red, showing green, and just wiggle back and forth and hope you get them distracted and aim and shoot, when it turns red. Alright guys, so I did decide to put in a top tier game here on Himmelsdorf just to show you what kind of a bully this tank can be. As we get started here, I would be remiss not to ask you politely if you would just hit that subscribe button. I've set a very lofty goal for myself of 10,000 subscribers this year. And obviously I need your help to get there. So just hit that subscribe button and I would really appreciate it. But as you can see here, this tank has a wonderful top speed. As you can see, we're at 44 kilometers per hour, and I'm racing up here to help out our Dracula, but didn't realize that the guy was just not going to be able to get a single shot off. But anyway, I would run this very much like a heavium. You can certainly keep up with your lights and medium tanks. Just need to make sure that you're angling it properly. Now I'm just trying to get into position here and get rid of this Dracula. Hoping, at this point that we get rid of him. Alright, so now we can face this T-71, and like I said, we're just trying to wiggle and make him miss a few shots. So now that we're one-on-one, we can make it a little bit more of a challenge for him. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is the bouncy tank, right? So there he is, finished off. We're gonna back up now and go ahead and cap this base. One of the things I do like about it, outside of its mobility, it's got a really nice rate of fire. It's not one of these heavy tanks that's you know, doing 300 plus damage and taking you 10 seconds to reload. It's got a really nice, I believe, 5.5 seconds. And so you can see here we have managed to basically single-handedly take out 3 tanks. And we've got all 4 caps, so really all I want to do is stay alive. And I know I've got this KV-2 over here. And obviously one more tank. Not sure exactly where he is. There he is. So we're not going to pull out. We're going to make sure that this KV-2 doesn't kill us here. And even in reverse, it's got nice speed. Just barely missed that shot there. But KV-2 is going to come in and finish off this game. And we're going to finish there with 3 kills and a cap. And we managed to stay alive. 2742 in damage, 26,000 credits, and yes, obviously that was a steel wall with all of those black block shots from that T-71. Alright, here is our next game on Dynasty's Pearl. And, you know, looking at the armor inspector, there was a bit of green there when facing the top tier 8s. But I found this tank to be awfully bouncy, and I just don't know if it's the newness of the armor and people aren't familiar with the weak spots yet. But we'll see a lot of bounces even in this game as bottom tier here. Like I mentioned in the intro there, 7 degrees of gun depression is really not that bad. And so I found this spot in here, this nice little ridgeline that works pretty well for me. You know, you can pull back when you're spotted and pretty much covered for most of the spots. If they push through the middle of the map, you know, you've got spots there. And there we go, we block the T-49's first shot. And I'm just really excited about this tank's mobility. It's got a super accurate gun there. Dispersion without any equipment is 0.308, so once you start adding some equipment, you're going to get that down. And I know this T-49 had just fired and was being pushed on, so we get in there and put some pressure on him, ram him, and a little tag team there, and we get him taken out. Making sure no one's coming through the middle. One of the few shots that doesn't go exactly where you want it. But as I was saying before, you know, one of the things that I do like about this tank is it's got great pen at 203. I mean, we look at some of these others. The Black Prince only has 171. Even the T-29 has 198. The Nameless 180. So you've got great pen, and it's kind of a sweet spot for me with having a quick reload, good penetration, and a decent damage number. It's not um, one of the smaller guns that's not doing a lot of damage, but you have a much higher rate of fire, and you have to be on target more. But even look at that, you know, a bounce off of the side from an IS. We blocked over 2,000 damage in this game. And really the only damage we take here in this game is from ramming. So another game over 2,600 damage. You know, it's just a really nice, moving, solid tank now. I think this buff of the armor to 160 mil certainly has made the tank competitive and playable again. Alright, so here's the last game I'm going to show on Rockfield. And again, I don't know if it was just my teams or how well this tank was performing, but I got really confident in it. And one of the few tanks that I wasn't, you know, oh crap, it's another bottom tier game. I really felt like the tank performed well even against the upper tiers. And that made me play a little bit more aggressively. And maybe that led to a little bit higher than average scores with it. But you know, just running across the middle here, running to the first tank we see. I mean, look at this thing go. It's like a medium tank with heavy armor now. I don't know. It might be a good thing. Whenever I miss my first couple shots, you know, I usually have better games. So we're just in here putting the damage on this lightweight and take him out of the game. Alright, just waiting to see where this team's going. Look at our heavies rush on in there. We'll follow up behind them. This guy's driving sideways. No idea where his armor is. But again, look at this rate of fire. Close game here. We're down a tank. Unfortunate bounce there, but we're going to go ahead and get another shot in on the IS there and come back. Now we are up a tank, but we've got a KV-4 over here. Going to get side scrape position on that T-49. Now have an even game. I'm getting hit from a distance, so I'm gonna get back to more of a hold down position and make a huge mistake here on the KV-4. Quite honestly, didn't expect him to really turn and shoot that quickly. Learned our lesson. We're not gonna do that twice. But you can see here, just, I mean, very little aim time. You can basically just point and shoot with this gun. Three on three at this point. And we're just in a position where, you know, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, really, at this point, isn't it? One tank left. Takes a big shot there, so gonna load APCR. I think this is the first and only time that I shot APCR. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't gonna bounce and we would get the kill. 2788 in damage, another 26,000 credits, another level 1 mastery badge. Um, and all in all, the tank just drives so well. 44 kilometers per top speed. I didn't even get into the great rotation speeds it has both on the turret and the hull. Um, and it really does drive like a medium tank. So I think this buff has been great, and certainly a tank that can compete and hold its own, most definitely at tier 7. So with that, guys, hope you learned a few tricks. Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, have fun out there. Stay safe. Get educated, and of course, not fingered. Littlefinger out.